Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2023 Nissan Versa S Manual. So I recently did a video about things I hate about the Versa, but well, listen to that. It's not hate is a strong word, but let's talk about the things that I love about my Versa. So first of all, I've owned 4 of these. I had a 20, 2 21s, and this 23. They're still really hard to find in a manual, which is kind of interesting because it seems like all the shortages are done. Nissan must just not be making very many of these. Anyway, the list is really long. It might help to give some context real quick. I grew up driving small economy cars with manual transmissions, anything from a Dodge Coulter 2 to Volkswagen Beetles, Hyundai Accent, and those always ended up being my favorite cars. So this actually keeps the spirit of cars like that alive, but still bringing it to the modern age with modern safety and stuff like that. So let me just start rattling off here. First of all, it's super fun to drive. Just the sounds that it makes. It's got sort of an old school transmission, so it's got a little bit of that whine, and the engine sounds really nice, and it's got surprising power for what it is, especially once you get it up over 5,000 RPMs. I think it's got sort of a version of VTEC that kicks in. It's not very sudden or strong, but you can definitely hear and feel a little bit of a difference once you get it up to those RPMs. I've clocked a note of 60 time under 10 seconds, which for the cheapest car you can buy is quite good. Fuel economy is a big plus. That 37.3 is probably for at least the last 5,000 miles of all kind of driving. Even if that's off by a couple miles per gallon, it's still even better than what it's rated for overall on the Windows sticker. Another thing, the stereo is surprisingly good. It's just got 4 speakers and is pretty basic, but wow, it sounds good. Good clarity, good bass. I never play the stereo extremely loud, but I'm very happy with it, and I've had a lot of cars with high-end stereos, and I've liked them, some of them, less than what's in this car. All the standard features that you get, you know, a lot of people are having modern cars are used to taking things for granted, but you know, in the cars I grew up with, you were lucky to get an AM radio as an option, but this thing has power windows, including one touch up and down for the driver, power locks. Now, they did used to have push to start for the Versa, but for the 2022 model year, they made it to where you actually have to stick the key in the door and stick the key in the ignition, which I don't mind. I mean, it's nostalgia for me. Somebody commented on one of my videos that you can actually program a fob to unlock the door remotely, and I am interested in looking into that. I have not yet. It's surprisingly quiet and very comfortable on long trips. I have had this car out on all day 10-hour road trips, and I'm never fatigued. My back never hurts, and it's very sensitive to a lot of different cars, but never had an issue like that in this car. Super comfortable for me. Seems like it's really well built, and that it will last a long time with just regular maintenance. Somebody asked me how long I think this car will last. I think, you know, this will be right up there with, you know, like your 90s Honda Civics or whatever. You see them running around with 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 miles, everything all original, and just, you know, regular maintenance and whatever. I think this car is going to be the same. It just seems well built. And even though it has electric power steering, the power steering feel is good once you're moving. It's a little light when you're going really slow, but like on the speed I'm going now and going around these turns, it's nice. It's good feedback. Surprisingly good feedback, actually. And I like that it has a manual parking brake, not an electronic brake. It works very well. And, you know, there's just little things too, like it has, well, I think it's a legal requirement now that all the cars have a backup camera, but this car, in addition, has radar sensors that beep at you when you're getting close to something. I mean, typically that's only found on like a Mercedes or whatever. And if you're getting ready to back into something, it has the automatic braking. Now that's another thing too. I've had other cars that will give you false stops. But this car, I've never had an issue with that. The only time it ever hit the brakes was when I was backing too quickly up in my driveway and got real close to a car in back of me, and it stopped for me. So yeah, very nice. And you know, standard with cruise control, it works very well. It holds the speed as well as anything I've ever had before. I mean, I've had like Honda Accords that would vary the speed by 5 or 7 miles an hour. This doesn't do that. It holds the speed well. Now, it won't brake for you going down a big grade, but it definitely does a good job on the highway. And, you know, I like the way it looks inside and out, and it just feels good to drive overall. And the HVAC system works reasonably well, decent air conditioning, decent heat and whatever, good visibility. So yeah, that's just off the top of my head, the good things that I can think about on this car. You may hear a little rattle coming from up there. It's been there ever since I've had the car. I actually just realized that I hear it in the background. I've gotten used to it. It's that thing there. I don't know what all that is, and I've just never bothered to have the dealer look at it because it wasn't enough of an issue for me. And of the 4 Versas I've had, this is the only one that did that, so I don't even count that. But anyway, yeah, so those are the things I love about my Versas. All right, have a great day, everyone.